Hi everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we are moving on to part 2 of our Grow to Pro series focusing on IT service management. Today we are going to talk all around performance analytics. But first of all, what is performance analytics? Well, this is a type of predictive analytic that continuously visualizes historical and real-time data and metrics into out-of-the-box role-based dashboards, allowing your key stakeholders to make business-informed decisions, but also helping you to drive key business processes by providing insights into patterns and trends of service performance, allowing you to set targets and thresholds for this data, and comparing performance from different time periods. Now, one key distinctive feature of performance analytics is its ability to leverage predictive intelligence and machine learning and learn from the historical data in the platform to be able to leverage this and forecast what it might look like into the future, helping you to identify any roadblocks or potential bottlenecks before they actually occur and giving those opportunities to make and drive continual improvements. Now, one question you may be asking is, how is performance analytics different to the standard reporting that you already have in ITSM? Now, performance analytics and reporting are two distinct applications. They address different business use cases and purposes, but they are complementary to each other and can work together in harmony. And a lot of dashboards you'll see use both elements of performance analytics and reporting to build an overall comprehensive picture of your business process health. Now, reporting tends to look at the question, where are we now? And it gives you a great picture of how the data is when that report was ran. And inherently the problem is with this, that naturally this is looking in the past. This is looking at data from a certain period of time. And this is one key aspect of where performance analytics differs. While it can exist in that where are we now stage, it also allows you to see where did we actually come from and where do we want to be, with this ability to forecast the data into the future, allowing you to be really proactive rather than reactive. Now, one great analogy that I've heard for this is that reporting is a bit like driving your car but only looking in your rear mirrors. So you've got a great picture of what's behind you and where you've been and what this looks like. However, you don't have the awareness of what's in front of you and what may be coming up. And this is where performance analytics differs. Allowing you to forecast, you can see the road ahead and helping you to identify any potential roadblocks that may be coming up. So you can be proactive in nature and make adjustments and changes, allowing you to be as prepared as possible. So now we've got a good idea of what performance analytics is. Let's have a look at this in action. Here in my demo instance, and first of all we can see a performance analytics dashboard specific for the role of a manager. So as previously mentioned, you can have these dashboards specific to a certain persona or key stakeholder. So in this example of the IT manager, we can see things like the current open workload filtered by incidents, problems, requests, the new weekly workload, and the current closed workload. Then moving to a persona like an IT executive, we can see different elements here, such as percentage breached SLAs, mean time to resolve, the percentage of new priority 1 incidents. And if we have a deep dive into one of these performance analytics widgets, in this case we'll have a look at incident backlog, we can immediately see this data displayed in more detail. So at the top here we have a summary of our key indicator that we're using. In this case it's the number of open incidents. We can see the score data as well as the target for this key indicator and the current gap we have to reach this target, represented here by this colored bar. Then going down, we have breakdowns, which is essentially our way of filtering this data all at once. So you can see we have different breakdown categories here. So if I want to go ahead and filter this by the category of incidents, I just want to look at this from a software incident perspective, it will filter all of this data all at once. And you can see there are multiple options to choose from, including assignment group as well. Then going down a bit further, we can see the time access here at the bottom, but you can also change the date range here at the top, as well as the time series that you want this displayed in. Now at the very top of this page, we can see there are some extra widgets here. So we can immediately link these performance analytics widgets to a continual improvement initiative and create a continual improvement initiative off the back of these data, so driving key improvements all from within this one spot. We can add in targets, so our goals for where we want this data to get to, as well as thresholds, so we can set a minimum and a maximum threshold and get notified when these are breached, as well as also adding in comments. And then when we come to look at this report, this is what it looks like when our target is added on, so we can see it here. We can add in our thresholds, so now we can see our maximum and minimum thresholds now appear. When a comment has been added, you can see the date it was added on, and when we hover over it, we can see what the comment was said. So someone's asked, why has this spiked at this time period? We can also filter to see the trend line and the confidence band. And the one distinctive feature that I mentioned earlier was this ability to also forecast the data. So when we forecast it, we can see what this is predicted to look like towards the end of May from our current date here. And we can see it's predicted to reach 946, so to continue going up when our target is to go down. So perhaps we should create a continual improvement initiative off the back of this to help us aim to lower this key metric. We also have the option to see year over year, the change and percentage change, and we can also change the visualization of this specific graph, so whether we want this to look from a bar chart perspective, an area, or like a spine or a line graph. And then to view these specific records, we can simply click here at the top. Now you've probably noticed we have another tab here at the top, which is our comparison tab. Now the compare tab allows you to compare the summary scores and records, as well as analyze the changes between any two dates that you choose. So I can come here at the top, choose the two date ranges that I want to analyze and compare the difference between. And then I have options for analyzing the records between them going down here. So the first option is to see the first data collected at the first date that I've specified. And when I click into this, all the records correlated will now appear. If I click onto the second one along, I can now view the records that were moved out of that first data set. The third one along shows the records that have been shared between the two data sets that we specified at the top here. And the fourth one along shows the records that have been moved out into the second data set now. And then the last one shows the record count on the second date that we've specified. And then you can also see things like the change and percentage change, the gap between the two, and then once again our target has been set here as well. And you still have the ability to set your targets and thresholds and add in comments. So I hope that has given a good overview into performance analytics, and if you had any questions at all, please reach out to us. Thank you for watching.